My disappointment is immeasurable, and my day is ruined.
Fire King, a deck known for its massive board-wiping nukes that has popped in and out of the top tiers for quite a while now, and still does pretty well at the highest level of play. But the deck has always had a couple of pretty major weaknesses. It's extremely graveyard heavy, so Abyss Dweller just gives it a bit of a slapping. It relies too much on hand trap to survive, so Gaia also gives it a bit of a slapping. But its final major weakness was its inability to deal with anything immune to destruction, or cards that like to be destroyed. Decks like Evil Eye, Yang Xing, Cyber Dragon, Shiranui, Melodious, and plenty of others would just give this deck a really hard time by just summoning stuff that wants, or can't be, destroyed. Well, that was until now. Welcome to True King Fire King. Now before I get into the deck list, just a reminder that if you're enjoying any of the content you are watching or find any of the content useful, to please drop a like on the video down below and consider subscribing to the channel whilst you're down there. I've been making a buttload of content on the anniversary this week, and still have more videos planned, including DDD and potentially Phantom Knight when they release in just over a week's time. So if you're interested in any of that stuff, make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss out. Alright. So this deck list is your pretty stock standard 20 card Fire King list, focusing on destroying Garunix a whole bunch of times to get continuous board wiping nukes, while simultaneously hiding behind some back row, some hand traps, and Arvata's negate effect. But there has been a brand new addition to this list that is perfect for it. True King, I can't pronounce that name, the Vanisher. If this card is in your hand, you can destroy 2 other monsters in your hand and or face up on the field, including a fire monster, and if you do, special summon this card, and if both monsters were fire, you can banish 1 monster your opponent controls or in their graveyard. So this card is exceptionally good, as it offers this deck a source of non-targeting banish removal for a deck that normally struggles against anything immune to destruction. But the main reason this card synergizes so well with this deck is its cost for summon isn't really a cost for this deck. It's just an initiator. Destroying fire monsters in this deck just gives you a special summon through Arvata, Treacherous through Barong, and it gets your board nuker started. And to top it all off, your main hand trap is a fire monster as well, so you should never actually have a shortage of fire monsters to use with this card. As for the rest of this though, like I said, it's your pretty standard Fire King stuff, so I'm just going to jump straight into the gameplay commentary portion of the video. Remember, if you are enjoying the video or finding any of the content useful, to please drop a like down below and consider subscribing to the channel whilst you're down there. Enjoy the gameplay. Alright, let's get into it. So as you can see, this deck's win rate was pretty good. I went 12 wins and 1 loss with this deck. You're going to have to believe me on the other 2 wins because obviously it only shows 10 replays, but yeah, so this deck did very well. I'm honestly surprised at how much of a buff this card was for the deck. I only have 1 copy of it, and it seemed to have such a major impact on the list. It's just, it covers the main downside the deck has of not having any form of removal that isn't destruction. So, pretty nice. Now keep in mind today that the replays are going to be a little bit worse than the normal standard replays, as the only replays I saved were replays where I used the True King card. Meaning, some of the replays might just be I special summoned him, removed a monster, instant lethal, or kind of boring replays like that. And then we've got some decent replays in here, so yeah. Because I only saved the replays using the True King card, obviously, because that's what the whole point of the video is about. And because I only have 1 copy of him, I only really got him when I drew him from Destiny Draw, so couldn't really get him that often in the 12 replays, or 13 replays. Alright, luckily we top-decked him this game, which was nice. Opponent, of course, using Storm, the 1 copy, destroys both my back row. But we did get a little bit lucky here, in that he didn't draw another monster, so Armory Call being used to search for his Selene. And the nice guy decides to proc my Destiny Draw. What a nice lad. Meaning we can search for any of the fire monsters. Now, I could have searched for Arvata here, meaning if we, no, Arvata. Is Arvata? Yeah, Arvata. Then we could destroy this guy and this guy. We should have destroyed the Arvata guy and destroyed this guy, and we would have been allowed to special summon this guy from the graveyard. But I was pretty sure this guy was just going to quick effect banish it anyway, so I didn't think it was worthwhile. In hindsight, it probably was worthwhile, as it would have meant that his life points would have been so incredibly low after we removed this monster and hit him directly that he wouldn't have been able to resummon this from graveyard, so it was probably worthwhile. Either way, we summoned our boy, banishing his monster that was affected by an anti-target, anti-destroy effect, so completely decimating our deck if we didn't have this card. So we just banish it straight away, and our opponent concedes. Alright, game 2. Yes, that was just a very good example of, oh, that guy should have been a completely anti-our deck. We should have had, like, very little ways to actually deal with it outside of, I don't know, Malevolent Sin, I guess? Alright. I forget what this guy was playing. Classic set 1 pass. Our deck is generally a pretty slow deck, so normally a set 1 pass is kind of a... we can't be lethal through it, so... oh, sorry, he's playing DDD with Yuma and Astral for some reason. I don't know what's going on there. Gonna be negating his slime, so he can't do any fusion summoning. The annoying little shit monster reborn my High King, meaning, obviously, I now can't special summon it from graveyard, because he actually controls it. Monster Board's actually a pretty nasty counter to this deck. Summons his Beowulf. We're going to Book of Moon our own Arvata, our own Garunix, sorry. Meaning it's going to be face down, 17 out of defense, so we can destroy it next turn and get its effect off. Special summon from our deck. Summoning the Veil so he can't attack us with his, this dude. And like I said, swinging into it, destroying it, meaning we special summon from deck. We're still feeling pretty safe. We still have a Battling Box of Veil in hand, so we're not too worried about anything. Definitely mitigating the Kelber though. Don't want him to be searching anything too nasty. And like I said, we still feel... I don't know why he didn't attack here. I guess he was scared of D-Draw, or was scared of destroying this with special summon this guy back or something. I don't know. Either way, didn't really matter. Because we're just going to destroy it ourselves anyway, so... so we're going to be wiping the board here. And also summoning another Garunix. And this is where the duel got a little bit spicy. So our opponent searched for Apocalypse, so that he can fusion summon into... the big boy. DDD Wave Oblivion King Caesar Ragnarok. Who when he can swing in, he can yoink one of my monsters and equip it to his, gaining the attack of that. I mean, he had a 5,900 attack monster on board. Thankfully for us though, he procced our Destiny Draw. So, we could search for our true King Vanisher, special summon him, destroying the monster, and thinking we had lethal, but we forgot this card existed. But at this point the game was pretty over. We even have a Book of Moon just in case. Alright, game number 3. Here's another really good example of a deck you don't want to destroy his monster, because Cyber Dragon, that UXC's monster, you destroy it, it special summons from the extra deck, obviously. So there's another good example of, oh, we can just banish that. And luckily we top decked it as well, so you didn't have to worry about D-Draw. Of course, our first monster gets Floodgate Trap Hold. Bit rude. This matchup's honestly a very scary one, because Battling Box of Veil doesn't protect you against the Xyz monster if they buff its attack enough. But thankfully, he bricked a little bit, I guess, so... oh, he wasn't that much of a brick, he just had more back row than monsters for a change. Summons out his Nova, special summoning the guy back again. Destroying my 2 Arvatas. We're going to summon our boy from deck, so that way we can activate the True King Almond using this dude guy. He goes to the graveyard, and we can special summon this guy back again. Unfortunately, our opponent decided he was going to destroy it first with Overflow. Doesn't matter too much though, as we're still going to do the exact same thing. And he conceded instantly. And we banished his boy, so he couldn't special summon the fusion monster, like I said. Alright, final replay. Yeah, so I don't think this is too much of a change to this deck. Like, I don't think this is going to be a tier 1 deck or anything now after the addition of this monster. It's just a nice monster to have, as it now has, the deck now has a good way of removing, especially considering it uses Destiny Draw, so it can search it whenever. It now just has a really good way at dealing with one of its main weaknesses. Alright, so we're going to set up our Arvata and just set our trap card. For some reason he special summoned this one, meaning he won't get its effect if we Treacherous. What a nice guy. Activate our Vanisher, banishing his monster, and we have lethal on board. Very simple replay, that one. Alright guys, thank you guys for watching. If you enjoyed, make sure to leave a like, subscribe, all that kind of stuff, and I hope to see you in the next one. Laters.
Hey, big brother, can I watch SpongeBob? Shut up, Mokuba. I'm busy flagging YouTube videos to compensate for the fact that I have an extremely small penis. Oh.